Welcome to Your Source TV. I'm Tamara Stuchlak, and in this segment, we dialogue with Shep Saltzman. He is a licensed acupuncturist and a registered nurse, and our topic is about new medicine and new approaches to integrative medicine that include Ondamed and advanced medical technology. So Shep, welcome. I'd also like to say that you are certified by the gold standard in acupuncture, the
Correct.
NCCAOM.
Yes.
And we're so pleased to have you here.
I'm honored to be here.
So let's jump right in. What is Ondamed, this new advanced medical technology, this biofeedback device?
Well, Ondamed is a device that has been created by Ralph Binder. He's a German inventor. And it combines electromagnetic field wave frequencies, which is a very technical term, with energy medicine, Chinese medical principles, energy principles. It's a very safe device that he came up with. There's a lot of this kind of equipment in Germany, and he now lives in America, and he created this device. And I got it because I think it's helpful. I treat some very difficult patients, people that need very sensitive, gentle treatment, and this is a very sensitive, gentle instrument, but it's very helpful, very useful. I've had some good success with it. And
Is it safe?
I think it's safe. Yes, I do. He has made it safe.
We're here with Shep Saltzman. He's a licensed acupuncturist, and we are demonstrating the Ondamed advanced biofeedback technology.
Okay, you ready for the demo?
Yes.
Okay, so you're now wearing one of the parts of the Ondamed. This is going to allow me to get some of the feedback from your body. My thumb is on your VAS pulse, which I talked about earlier, and that's the pulse change that I'm looking for. I'm going to start introducing frequencies to you. You won't feel it. You won't hear anything. You won't even know anything's happening. In fact, if I didn't tell you, you would not have any idea that anything is going on, okay? So this part's just diagnostic. I'm introducing, I just found one. So I entered that frequency into the Ondamed, and there's another one. Okay. Each frequency has a correspondence and a correlation, which changes every time you do this. It's a very sensitive device.
There's thousands of frequencies that you can go through.
31,000 are happening. This happens very fast. Now, it does take a little skill and practice to feel the pulse changes. I've had a lot of that experience. There's one thing I know how to do, it's feel pulses. Okay, did one side. And now I go back through the ones I found, and I find the one that was the strongest. And I'd say it's that one there. And then I do the other side. Oh, that was a big change. And your body's responding to the frequencies. That's what's going on. And I'm finding the pulse changes, and as I find them, I record them, and then later I go back.
There's a natural energetic response in the cells in my biophysical body that happens when a frequency is introduced, and it's entrainment.
These frequencies are physiological, okay? They're not airy-fairy, they're real. And your body responds. Your pulse changes. This is your autonomic nervous system responding to these frequencies. And because of the design of the Ondamed and the technology, these responses are significant. They're diagnostically significant, and later they become part of the treatment plan. You know, when I first saw this, I was thinking, this is nonsense. But it's a $25,000 machine. So, I had to feel pretty good about it to buy it. But you know, when you want to get people well that are really struggling, like Lyme disease patients, you got to do what you got to do. So, I went for it. And I'm glad I got it, because it has helped a lot of people. Okay.
So generally, how long is a session, the diagnostic portion versus the therapeutic
It's a good
portion?
hour.
The combination.
Yeah. Okay, and then we got to do the intensity. It actually determines how intense a treatment you're going to get. It's not that they're that intense, but there is, and from a pulse change, body's pulse change tells me. Then we'll do this for, we'll say 12 minutes, and the frequencies are now running. Now, while the frequencies are running that I found from the diagnostic part, this is a scanner. And what I'm going to do, I need your hand again, is while I'm scanning your body, I'm going to see if there's a pulse change. If I find one, it's going to be indicative of a blockage in your body. So we'll see. Now, there's one right there. These are your lungs. Take it there. There's another one. Turn your arms. Now, also, because of my training of acupuncture, I'm very familiar with meridians and where they're located. And very often I run up and down a meridian. Like this is your liver meridian. And there is a little blockage right there. And
is it common for most people to have some blockages?
yes, it's absolutely the way it is.
And then you also talked about the intensity of the blockage.
Yes,
and
some of them are very strong. And where there's injury, where there's tumors, where there's damaged joints, where there's inflammation, there's going to be a bigger blockage. And it's going to take a lot of treatment to move through it. But it's useful just to find it to begin with. People who have blockages in areas they have no idea about. This thing picks up on things they don't know they have and treats things they don't know they have. I'm not always sure what it's treating. But
it's
I know
a new approach. It's giving new information, new diagnostics, new therapeutics.
I'm thrilled when I find something that's useful and it provides some relief. Okay? People get energized from the treatments, deeply relaxed, less pain, less inflammation. It also works on an emotional level, which is amazing. I've had patients with unbelievable distress from really difficult experiences come in unable to get unhooked from it and have a treatment and walk out of there calmed down. They fall asleep on the table, wake up refreshed in a different place.
Because we are complex, biochemical, energetic, spiritual beings.
Yes, we're complex, and there's many things to what makes us well and not well. Okay. Now, of course, there's one right there. Now, this is the gallbladder area, which many people have issues with. There's a blockage right in there, nothing down there. Of course, the spine is a place where there's a lot of blockages, and I pick up a lot of things that I recommend people go see a chiropractor for.
Now, is there a correspondence one-to-one? Because this is Chinese medicine organ systems.
There is a correspondence. In fact, that chart over there, if you want to take a look at it, it shows you the organization of the frequencies in the organ systems in a Chinese medical context.
And this is by frequency?
This is by frequency, yes. Mm-hmm. In fact, those frequencies that I found earlier, this chart tells me which organ systems.
The 31,000 frequencies.
There goes fast. Okay, so then there's another part I'm going to now do a demonstration of, and it's preset programs. And so preset programs are programs that the inventor designed that he feels the frequencies have already been determined as beneficial for a particular condition.
So now we're moving into the therapeutic portion, which
yes.
could be up to 30, 40.
There's 173 preset programs.
And the time frame a person would...
Well, what they recommend is no more than a half an hour of treatment. Mm-hmm. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to do pulse feedback one more time, and I'm going to see which preset programs would be appropriate for you based on the Ondamed. And I'll tell you something, a lot of times what I would think does not turn out to be what the patient requires. The Ondamed is sensitive enough to figure it out. Some of the programs make no sense to me, but they still are. I trust the Ondamed sensitivity in the patient's actual pulse feedback to determine the treatment, rather than my good ideas. Because my good ideas can be very good sometimes and also completely wrong. But I love having a nice sensitive piece of high-tech equipment to detect something that is otherwise very difficult to detect.
And these preset programs include like doing a frequency rotation on infections.
They have them for infections. They even have one for resetting your biorhythms, for example, which I find utterly amazing.
Sleep.
For sleep, for energizing, for pain, for hip pain in particular, for eye problems, for things that you would never, for antibiotic overuse. So there are many, many different kinds of programs, and the inventor came up with the frequencies after years of research, which ones would be put together so that you would have the right combination in one treatment for a particular condition.
So as we're coming to a close here in this demonstration
Yes.
and segment, do you find that, soon after the diagnostic and the therapeutic, that most patients have some response?
Yes, usually. Usually something. It can be very dramatic. I've had people come in with elbow pain and walk out with none. I've had people come in with pain and walk out with no difference. I've had people been able to sleep better, feel energized, less anxious, less inflamed, headaches go away. And sometimes it's just the wrong treatment approach, but I always like to try it because it's safe, it's sensitive, and the information comes from the patient.